Hey, what's up? I'm Ivan and we're here at Powell Elementary today to teach you guys about IP addresses, controlling your incoming and outgoing audio, and also setting up camera presets.
Hello, I'm going to teach you today how to dial outside IP addresses so you can dial anywhere in the world. I'm Ashton and welcome to another episode of Face
to Face. So let's talk about setting up presets on your camera. Now it's really important to set up presets because in the middle of a live call, you don't have to be fumbling around with your camera and panning and tilting unnecessarily. So setting up your presets is really easy. It's very similar to setting up your presets with your car stereo. What you want to do is use your arrow keys to select where you want to set your preset. In this case, let's go ahead and set a wide shot here. And all you have to do is assign it to, in this case, it'll be number 1. And the way you do that is just holding down the button. And you'll hear a beep, and it'll give you a message here saying preset 1 saved. Now, let's talk a little bit about what presets you want to use. 0 is actually the factory preset, and it shows this wide shot of mostly the ceiling. We don't really encourage you to use the factory preset, but just know that you can't reassign 0. It's always going to be the factory preset. So you want to usually use 3 main presets when you do a video conference. You're going to want to have a wide shot of the classroom, like the one we just did here, preset 1. And this is just to establish the area for the people on the far end so they can see the group that they're looking at and get a lay of the room. 2 is preset 2. You're going to want to have kind of a medium shot on your presenter so that they can present directly to the camera and speak very clearly to the far end. And the 3rd preset you should always set is for your students for when they're ready to ask questions. In this case, our student is played by Frank here at Powell Elementary. Thanks so much, Frank. And that's how you set presets. Something to note when you're setting up your presets is you have something called a toggle switch. It's right here next to your input key and right below your zoom bar. It's called a toggle switch. And what it does is it takes you from your presets to your touchstones. Now what that means is you have this number pad down here, and right out of the factory, those numbers are touchstones, just like your phone at home. They make tones when you touch them to communicate on the other side. What you want to do to use your presets is hit this toggle key, and you'll notice down here in your quick guide that you're either on touchstones, or when I press the toggle key, I'm in presets. So when it says presets down here, that means you're ready to use your presets. But if you have to make a voice call or use your touchstones for some reason, you hit the toggle switch and it goes to touchstone.
You may have heard us talk about IP addresses. You actually have 2 IP addresses. You have an internal IP address and an external IP address. Of course, your internal IP address, you don't need to worry about that. Just know that you can communicate with schools all over EPISD through the directory. That's already programmed in there, that IP address. And that number's at the top of your screen in the right-hand corner. That's a 10-dot number. IP addresses are kind of like phone numbers. They're static. They're assigned. And then your card also has an external IP number. That number starts with 216. And your video conferencing cart manager has that number. One of the most important things to remember about connecting outside the district is if you give your IP address to someone, make sure you give them your outside IP address. That number will start with 216. And your video conferencing cart manager should have that number. For instance, if you'd like to connect outside the district and someone gives you an outside IP address, what you're going to want to do is take your remote control and you're going to want to scroll over to video call. So I'll use my left arrow key, I'll go to video call, and then I hit the OK button. And right here you'll see an IP number, and that's not the IP number you're dialing. So you'll use your green button and backspace and get rid of that number. So we'll get rid of that number, and then we'll just dial in a test call site that we have. So I'm going to dial in a number. This is just a test site outside the district. But for instance, if you were calling NASA or virtual content provider, you would dial your IP address. Then we'll hit the OK button, we'll highlight it, and then hit the call button on the remote. Don't forget to do a test call with your content provider or the classroom that you're connecting with outside of the El Paso Independent School District. It's really important that you know who's going to call who in a test call. So is the far site calling the near site, or are you calling them? Be sure you know how to get in touch with that site in case you have any problems during the test call.
So there's two types of audio that you need to keep track of when you're using the Life-Size Express unit. There's your incoming audio and your outgoing audio. Let's talk about your outgoing audio first. Now this is the audio that's being picked up by your microphone and being transmitted to your far end. Now, the only way to really control the volume of this audio is with mic placement. If they're telling you on the far end that they can't hear you, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your microphone isn't muted. And if it's not muted and they're still saying they can't hear you, you're going to have to change your proximity to the microphone. If it's not loud enough, you're going to want to move closer to the mic or move your mic closer to you. And if it's too loud, then you're going to want to move away from the mic. Now your incoming audio is the audio being picked up by the microphone on the far end and being transmitted to you here. There's two ways to control your incoming audio. The first thing you're going to want to check is taking out your TV remote here and using your volume switch. You're going to want to make sure that the volume on your monitor isn't muted and is also at around 50. The best thing for you to do is to really leave your monitor volume at around 50 and then put this remote control back into its drawer. The second way you control your incoming audio is with the volume bar on your codec. Now this remote is different from this remote, and they're controlling two different audios. You're going to want to set your TV at about 50 and leave that there. And then you're going to want to adjust your incoming audio with this remote here. And if the audio being transmitted to you is too loud, you're going to want to turn it down. And of course, if you can't hear the people on the far end, you're going to want to turn it up and also make sure that their microphone isn't muted.
One of the things that may happen to you during a video conference is that you accidentally go back to the home screen. Well, there's an icon you can look at on the home screen and tell that you're still in the video conference, and that's the orange dot beside who you're in the call with. So then to get back to your video conferencing call, you're going to click on the icon that looks like the camera, and there, we're back in our video call.
So thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you check out EPISD TV Studios on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
And now we've got a video for you, a little bit about video conferencing etiquette, which is really important. So enjoy this video.
Right here. Yes, have a seat right there, Miss Smythe. Yes, thank you. Now, the video conference is just about to start, and we're connecting to 7 other sites today. Thank you.
Welcome, Miss Smythe. The other sites are online. Let's introduce ourselves. Site 2?
Hello. We're Bob and Carol from Interior Lighting Design.
We're interior lighting designers.
Oh.
Hello, testing.
Hello.
Testing. I
don't think this thing is working. Hey, can you hear us? Hello.
Please stop. You're too loud. It's killing me.
Testing.
Stop it.
Can we get some batteries?
It's lovely to see you again, Miss Smythe. Skip the introduction since you know everyone here.
Oh, hey.
Thank you. Site 5?
I'm thinking, we need to talk about this.
Site 5?
Excuse me. Hello.
Who was that?
Hi. Did you guys start yet?
Who are you?
Did you introduce me? Here, wait, let me put this down. Oh.
Who's that guy?
Can you hear us? I need overhead. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get that.
Who are these people? I don't understand. I can't see anybody. I can't hear anybody. Will you stop that coughing? I just can't stand it.
Submitted for your consideration. Before you sits the typical business person or perhaps an educator partaking in that ever-popular endeavor, the video conference. A conference where sight and sound are out of sync and the normal rules of conversation no longer apply. A conference where the participants may not know who's talking or what they even look like. The studio lights glare, the camera zooms in, that's you on the monitor, and you're no longer in a typical meeting. You're trapped in the mind-numbing world of the video conference zone. Video conferencing has given many people the opportunity to meet face-to-face, where in the past they would have needed to travel great distances, use telephones, or not meet at all.
Yes!
Whether people are using satellite, ISDN, IP, or desktop computer, the reliability and cost of video conferencing has made it possible for businesses and schools to utilize this valuable tool. The uses for video conferencing range from face-to-face meetings, classes, group discussions, interviews, and working meetings. It is important to remember, video conferencing participants are part of at least a two-way conversation. The principles of good audio and video production apply, and you should be prepared for your video conference. Let's see how easily things can go wrong.
It's lovely to see you again, Miss Smythe.
I can't really see you, though.
Well, you can't see us. Are you sure your camera's on? Our technician says our camera's on.
Try looking over your left shoulder.
Well,
Left shoulder.
but don't be silly now, Miss Smythe. We can't see you at all.
Most people are used to looking at the person they are talking to. Place the camera next to the monitor so when you talk to the other person, it seems as if you are looking at them.
I really believe we can meet your deadline of the 20th. Oh, Jones, so glad you could make it.
Smythe?
Everybody, this is Jones, our project manager.
So here's my little itinerary for today. I think they really
Good afternoon, Jones.
I can't believe they brought him in on this project. He's like one beer short of a six-pack, if you know what I mean. The light's on, but no one's home.
Yeah, he makes us all look stupid.
Always act as if you are in the same room as the other participants. The microphones on many video conferencing systems turn on at the slightest noise. If you don't want to be heard, switch off your microphone or leave the room. Remember, video conferencing is an intimate form of communication, and people want to be able to see the people they are speaking to. So, follow the rules of good video production.
As you can see from these sales figures, we'll need to lay off half of our sales staff.
Use a document or a second camera for graphics. Remember to prepare the graphics for television. Frame the speakers so others can see them. People at the remote sites can't hear you if the microphone is not properly set up. In group shots, frame up on the person speaking. Proper lighting helps everyone see better. Check that all the equipment is working before the video conference.
Hey, somebody forgot to turn on the television. The video conference has already started.
Shoot, I was hoping we could go home.
For multi-point video conferences, designate one person to be the facilitator. The facilitator's job is to help keep the meeting moving and on track. For large groups at remote sites, arrange for one person to be the on-site facilitator. Let the on-site facilitators know your expectations and the agenda of the meeting before the video conference starts. And remember to prepare just like you would for any other important meeting.
Oh, I gotta go plug this in. Oh. You don't want me to use the overhead? Oh. I got the extension cord. I'm sorry. This thing isn't even plugged in. What? This is the wrong teleconference?
Video conferencing can be a boon to business, education, and communications, making this world the type of place where our children's children can live in peace and prosperity. Or it can be another black hole in the soul of humankind. The decision is yours to always be prepared to practice good communication using appropriate production values, or be forever banished to the video conference zone.